Have you ever walked towards someone's home and felt something before even stepping inside? Maybe it was the warm light spilling from the doorway, or maybe it was a heavy, stagnant feeling, like the house didn't really want to be visited. That moment, that invisible impression, is where Feng Shui begins. In Feng Shui, the front door is called the mouth of Qi. It's the point where life energy, or Qi, enters your home, and, symbolically, your life. Every opportunity, every relationship, every piece of abundance that flows into your world must first pass through that door. It's not just wood and paint. It's a threshold between your inner world and the world outside, between intention and manifestation. When you stand in front of your home's entrance, think of it as a mirror of your own mindset. Is it bright, open, inviting? A sign that you're ready to welcome new beginnings? Or is it cluttered, dim, or neglected? A quiet reflection of hesitation or self-protection. Many people underestimate this simple connection. They focus on furniture placement, lucky charms, or crystals. But forget that if the mouth of the house is blocked, no energy can truly circulate. Imagine trying to breathe with a stuffy nose. That's what a blocked front door does to your home's energy. In ancient Chinese philosophy, masters observed that prosperous homes always had a clear, well-defined, and welcoming main door. It wasn't about wealth itself. It was about the feeling of openness. A grand doorway didn't have to be big. It just needed to say, "You are welcome here." Even in modern psychology, we see the same pattern. Environmental design studies from the US show that entryways heavily influence mood and perception. A well-lit, cared-for entry increases serotonin and a sense of safety. A dark, narrow, or obstructed entry triggers subconscious stress. So, while Feng Shui calls it Qi, science might call it emotional energy flow. Different language, same truth. Let me tell you a story. A woman in California once told me she felt stuck in life. Her business wasn't growing, and she always felt drained at home. When I visited, her front door was painted dull gray, almost blending into the wall. The doormat was torn, and a dying plant flanked the entrance. Inside, there was a coat rack right behind the door. It hit the wall every time she opened it. We didn't move furniture or buy crystals. We just gave that door a new life, painted it a deep, welcoming red, the color of vitality, replaced the mat, removed the obstruction, and added 2 vibrant plants. 2 months later, she called to say she'd landed 2 new contracts and, more importantly, felt a new confidence every time she walked through her own door. It wasn't magic, it was energy alignment, inside and out. That's why the front door matters more than most people realize. Because energy doesn't just live in your home, it responds to your invitation. A closed, forgotten door tells the universe you're not ready. A clean, cared for, intentional entrance whispers, "I'm open to what's next." As we move deeper into this video, we'll explore how to shape that energy through direction, color, design, and daily rituals. But it all begins here, with awareness. Next time you arrive home, pause for a second before unlocking the door. Look at it as if you were a guest visiting your own life. What kind of welcome are you offering? Because that right there is your doorway of destiny. Before anyone steps into your home, even before they knock, they've already felt something. That feeling begins long before the doorknob turns. In Feng Shui, the space outside your front door is like the handshake you give the universe. It's your home's first impression. The moment Qi decides whether it wants to enter or move on. And just like people, Houses speak before they speak. When you approach your doorway, what story does it tell? Are the plants alive and thriving? Is the path clear and welcoming? Or do the cracks in the pavement, the dim porch light, or the cluttered shoes by the door quietly say, "I'm too tired to care right now"? She listens, always. In classical Feng Shui, this area is called the Ming Tang, the bright hall. It's the open space in front of the main door where energy gathers before entering the home. Think of it as the front yard of opportunity. When this space is clean, open, and well lit, it acts like a magnet for prosperity and luck. But if it's dark, blocked, or neglected, the energy doesn't even reach your threshold. Imagine walking down a quiet street. Two houses stand side by side. One has a clear path, soft lighting, a touch of greenery. It seems to breathe. The other has overgrown bushes, broken steps, and trash bins crowding the doorway. You don't need to know Feng Shui to know which one feels better. That's Qi perception, our intuitive reading of space. I once met a couple in Oregon who couldn't understand why their home felt heavy despite constant decluttering inside. When I visited, I noticed their mailbox was leaning, their front light had burned out months ago, and the entry mat was still the old one from their previous apartment, faded and torn. We didn't talk about luck or fate, we talked about energy hygiene. Within a week, they repainted their porch, fixed the light, replaced the mat, and trimmed the hedges. The next time I visited, it was like a new home, bright, alive, almost smiling. Sometimes prosperity isn't waiting to be found, it's waiting to be invited. Psychologically, it makes perfect sense. Studies on environmental cues in the US show that people associate tidiness and light with safety and warmth. When your home looks cared for, you subconsciously feel more capable and worthy. Feng Shui simply translates that into energy language. When you respect your space, Qi respects you back. Let's talk about what to look for outside your door. The little details that carry big messages. Lighting. Soft, warm light symbolizes guidance. A burnout bulb is like a missed opportunity. Replace it quickly. It's a small act with big energetic impact. Pathway. Keep the walkway smooth and unobstructed. Curving paths are better than harsh straight lines. They allow Qi to flow and play. Plants. Healthy greenery radiates vitality, but dying plants do the opposite. If something's wilted, let it go. Clearing space is also an act of respect. Trash bins or clutter, keep them out of direct sight. Chai, like people, prefers not to walk through chaos. Here's a little exercise. Stand on the sidewalk and look at your house as if you were a stranger passing by. Would you feel drawn in, curious, comfortable? Or would you hesitate? That moment of hesitation, that's where your Feng Shui work begins. Many people think abundance starts inside, with vision boards or affirmations. But Feng Shui reminds us it starts outside, with the signals we send before words, before intention, before the front door even opens. So, take a moment this week, sweep the path, polish the doorknob, replace the light bulb, bring life back to the threshold. Because the truth is simple. Before energy steps into your home, it decides whether you're worth visiting. And when your exterior says, "Welcome, world, I'm ready for what's next," that's when Qi smiles and walks right in. If the space outside your home is the invitation, then the door itself is the handshake, the direct moment of contact between you and the universe. In Feng Shui, the front door isn't just a piece of architecture, it's a living symbol of how you meet life. Its size, material, and color all speak in the quiet language of Qi. telling energy whether you're open, grounded, or ready to grow. Let's start with size. A front door should feel proportionate, not so small that it seems afraid of opportunity, but not so oversized that it overwhelms the home's balance. In ancient Chinese homes, architects believed that a door too small choked qi, while one too grand let the luck leak out. Today that translates beautifully. A cramped or narrow entry subtly makes us feel constrained. An excessively huge one, especially when the rest of the house is modest, can feel intimidating. Like the energy gets lost before it even enters. If you've ever walked into a cozy cottage with a tiny low door, you might have felt a subtle tension. You automatically hunch, adjusting to the space. That's your body feeling the qi imbalance. The right-sized door allows you to walk tall, breathe naturally, and feel welcomed. Next, material. In Feng Shui, we favor materials that have life, something solid, natural, and reassuring. Wood is ideal because it carries the energy of growth and vitality. A solid wooden door gives a sense of warmth and protection, like the trunk of a healthy tree. Metal doors can work too, especially for modern homes, as long as they feel sturdy and elegant rather than cold or industrial. The key is to avoid fragility. Too much glass, for example, is a common Western trend. Beautiful, but risky in Feng Shui. Glass symbolizes transparency and flow, yet in a doorway it can make qi slip away too quickly. If you love glass panels, make sure they're framed with strength. Let the design communicate both openness and containment. Now let's talk about color, perhaps the most personal choice of all. In traditional Feng Shui, color is deeply tied to direction and element. But beyond technical charts, color is also about emotion. It's how your home introduces itself. Here's a simple way to feel it. Red doors, often used in Chinese and Western traditions alike, radiate warmth, passion, and prosperity. They say, energy lives here. Black doors suggest depth and wisdom, powerful for north-facing homes or for people in leadership roles who need grounding and focus. Blue doors carry calm, inviting communication, perfect for those seeking peace or creative flow. Green doors represent renewal and growth, ideal for east-facing homes or anyone starting a new chapter. White doors bring purity and clarity, beautiful for west-facing homes or minimalist souls. In the US, you'll notice red doors across historic neighborhoods, not just for luck, but because early settlers believed a red door meant welcome. That belief in Feng Shui aligned perfectly. A red door invites life in, but color alone isn't magic. What matters most is intent. If you paint your door red but hate red, that conflict itself creates dissonance. Energy is sensitive to authenticity. The best Feng Shui happens when design choices feel emotionally true to you. So take a fresh look at your own door. Does its size fit your spirit? Does the material feel strong but kind? Does the color speak your truth or someone else's idea of what should look good? Because the front door isn't just an entrance, it's a reflection. And when that reflection is aligned, size, material, and color in harmony, qi doesn't just pass through your door. It stops, smiles, and decides to stay a while. Color, the voice of the house. If material is the body, then color is the voice. It's the emotion your home expresses before you even cross the threshold. In Feng Shui, color connects deeply to the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, and to the direction your home faces. North-facing doors, water element. Choose deep blues or black. They represent wisdom and flow. South-facing doors, fire element. Go bold with red, coral, or terracotta, symbols of vitality and recognition. East-facing doors, wood element. Greens, olive, or turquoise invite renewal and health. West-facing doors, metal element. White, gray, or gold amplify creativity and completion. Center or southwest-facing doors, earth element. Yellow, beige, or earthy tones promote stability and warmth. But remember, while these guidelines are rooted in tradition, your intuition always comes first. If you paint your door a color you don't love, you'll resist its energy no matter how correct it is on paper. A designer in Los Angeles once told me her clients argued endlessly about color. The husband wanted red for success, the wife wanted blue for peace. They compromised, choosing a deep auburn, blending both fire and water. It became their favorite feature of the house. Harmony and symbolism reflected harmony in relationship. The details where energy lives beyond color and size. Pay attention to the small things, because Qi notices everything. The handle. It's where your hand meets the home. Clean, polish, and repair it regularly. A sticky handle equals stuck energy. The threshold. Keep it uncluttered and intact. Cracks or dirt at the threshold symbolize broken boundaries. The hinges. A squeaky hinge represents friction and resistance in relationships, finances, or progress. Treat these as energetic cues, subtle ways the universe mirrors what's happening inside you. Common mistakes to avoid. Even well-meaning homeowners fall into these traps. Choosing oversized double doors, but only using one, symbolizing imbalance. Overusing glass, which disperses Qi too quickly. Ignoring maintenance. Chipped paint, rust, or sticky locks quietly drain prosperity. Painting doors trendy colors that clash with the home's energy or the owner's personality. Remember, Feng Shui isn't decoration, it is communication. You're telling the universe who you are and what kind of energy you're ready to receive. The lesson: let your door speak for you. When your front door is right, in size, material, and color, it doesn't just look beautiful, it feels alive. It greets you like an old friend, holds you like a guardian, and whispers to the world, good energy lives here. So tonight, before you go to bed, step outside, turn around, and look at your front door again. Notice its proportions, its color in the evening light, the way it meets your gaze. If something feels off, trust that instinct. That's your Qi asking for a small act of care. Because in Feng Shui, every repair, every brush of paint, every thoughtful touch is a love letter to your home. And when your home feels loved, it can't help but love you back. Have you ever noticed that some homes feel instantly welcoming, like the energy glides in and wraps you in warmth, while others feel off? Sometimes it's not about color or decor or even cleanliness. It's about placement. Where your front door sits, what it faces, and what greets it, all shape the way Qi enters, moves, and stays. The path of energy. In Feng Shui, energy behaves like water. It flows, meanders, pauses, and sometimes floods. When it reaches your front door, it needs an open channel, not a rush, not a blockage. If the front door opens directly to a staircase, the Qi rushes upward too fast. Wealth and good fortune fly away before they can settle. If it faces a wall, the energy stops dead, causing stagnation. If it aligns perfectly with a back door or large window, the energy flows straight through, in one door and out the other, taking your prosperity with it. That's why Feng Shui emphasizes gentle guidance, not force. A soft rug, a curved path, a plant by the entry. These aren't just decorative choices, they're tools to slow, circulate, and anchor the chai. The direction of the door. Every compass direction carries its own kind of energy, and knowing where your door faces can help you fine-tune the emotional tone of your home. North-facing doors, water energy. Support careers, flow, and communication. Keep the area bright and clean to avoid emotional heaviness. South-facing doors, fire energy. Attract recognition and joy, but avoid clutter or overuse of mirrors, which can dampen the fire. East-facing doors, wood energy. Encourage health, family harmony, and new beginnings. Greenery and sunrise light amplify this effect. West-facing doors, metal energy. Support creativity, children, and completion. Add warmth through lighting or color to soften rigidity. In modern terms, think of direction like mood lighting. You're setting the emotional frequency of the space. The right adjustments don't just enhance luck, they make the home feel aligned with your life's rhythm. The emotional blueprint. Every time you walk through your door, your subconscious reads it. Silently, effortlessly. Is it cramped? You feel constrained? Is it dark? You feel drained? Is it open and balanced? You feel safe. Common placement pitfalls. Even in beautiful homes, you'll often find these hidden energy traps. Door facing directly toward a mirror. This sends chi bouncing right back out. Cluttered foyer. Shoes, coats, and deliveries pile up, blocking the energetic entry. Door opening to a sharp corner or staircase. This creates cutting chai, which agitates the nervous system. No clear pathway from gate to door. If the walkway is broken, overgrown, or confusing, so is the energy leading into your life. If you recognize any of these, don't panic. Feng Shui is never about perfection. It's about course correction. Even a small change, a curved runner rug, a soft lamp, a piece of art angled just right, can redirect the flow and calm the energy field. The lesson, flow creates feeling energy that flows well, doesn't just stay in your home, it settles in your heart. When your front door placement feels right, you start to notice subtle shifts. You wake up with more clarity. Conversations feel lighter. Guests linger by the entry instead of rushing past it. Every culture, every tradition, every home has some way of saying, let's begin again. In Feng Shui, that renewal begins right at the threshold. Your front door is more than a physical barrier between you and the world. It's a bridge between the seen and the unseen. Over time, it collects energy, laughter, arguments, stress, joy, all swirling in invisible layers. That's why rituals of renewal are essential. They don't just keep your doorway clean, they keep your spirit light. Cleansing the threshold, wiping away old energy. Just as you'd sweep your porch of dust and leaves, Feng Shui encourages you to sweep energy too. One simple practice. On the first day of each new month, or whenever life feels heavy, fill a bowl with warm water, add a pinch of sea salt and a few drops of citrus oil, and wipe down your door, frame, and handle. As you clean, move slowly and with intention. Breathe in and imagine you're clearing out old emotions. Breathe out and invite in renewal. In Chinese tradition, this act symbolizes releasing stagnant chai, the emotional residue that builds up over time. In the West, it's not so different from spring cleaning. That deep sigh of relief when you finally open the windows and feel the breeze again. You can also ring a small bell or chime as you finish. Sound helps wake up energy that's been sleeping in corners. Ancient temples use bells for this very reason. Vibration purifies space. Lighting. Calling the chai home light is the heartbeat of Feng Shui. It's what guides qi to your door and what keeps it there. Think of your porch light as a beacon for opportunity. When it's dim or broken, it's as though your home says, "We're not ready to receive." When it glows warmly, it whispers, "Welcome." Make sure your light fixtures are clean and bright. No cobwebs, no dust. Replace old bulbs promptly. Flickering light represents instability and confusion. In traditional Feng Shui, lighting also balances yin and yang. Too much light can feel harsh or exposed, like constant daylight. Too little light breeds fatigue and stagnation. Find the gentle middle, a soft glow that feels alive but not glaring. Symbolic protection, inviting luck, guarding peace. In many cultures, the front door is guarded, not out of fear but respect. It's where energy first knocks, and so it deserves guardians that bless both guests and the home. Here are a few timeless symbols you can use, or reinterpret in your own way. A pair of plants or lantern, renewal, on either side of the door, representing balance and vitality. A circular wreath or mirror. Placed thoughtfully, not facing the door directly, symbolizing unity and wholeness. Wind chimes. Hung near the entrance, dispersing stagnant qi and inviting movement. Doormats with intention. A clean, welcoming mat says enter with goodwill. Avoid ones with aggressive or sarcastic phrases. Words carry energy too. For some, even simple acts, like lighting incense on New Year's Day or saying a short blessing before leaving home, can be powerful rituals. It's not the object that holds power, it's the attention behind it. One of my favorite traditions is to place a small bowl of salt just inside the entry for 24 hours after cleaning. Salt absorbs negative energy, and the next day, you simply discard it. A quiet, beautiful reset. Common mistakes to avoid. Even the most beautiful entryways can unintentionally repel energy. Ignoring broken lights or leaving bulbs burnt out. Keeping dead plants near the doorway, they drain the chai. Allowing clutter, shoes, or deliveries to pile up right where energy should flow. Using harsh lighting or neon colors that make the space feel anxious rather than alive. Remember, energy follows attention. When you neglect your doorway, the universe assumes you're not ready for new beginnings. The lesson: renewal is a ritual, not a chore. These rituals aren't just tasks. They're ways of connecting with your space, of saying, "I'm awake, I'm ready, I'm grateful." When you clean your threshold, you're not just removing dirt, you're clearing emotional residue. When you light a lantern, you're not just decorating, you're declaring, "I welcome brightness into my life." When you bless your doorway, even silently, you're setting the tone for everything that happens beyond it. So the next time you step outside, pause for a moment before turning the key. Notice how the air feels, how the light falls, how your home greets you. Energy isn't something distant or mystical. It's in that moment of awareness. And when you meet your home with love, it always loves you back.